and that the adjacent earthquake swarm was still tectonic. So, why am I seeming flip-flopping on my analysis? Am I simply mentioning every possible explanation of the seismic crisis so that at least one of my videos ends up being accurate? To this I say no, because my prior 4 videos were made with very limited data, numerous key pieces of the figurative puzzle missing, and an incredibly high degree of uncertainty. However, since day 1 of this seismic crisis, several of those missing puzzle pieces have come into place as new evidence arose, causing me to repeatedly refine my analysis and model to reflect the existing data. In other words, my prior analysis in each of those videos was based off of what seemed to be the most reasonable and logical explanation at the time of their publishing. This is how science works. It is not a stationary object which can never model change if new data repeatedly contradicts it. Initially, I thought that the earthquake swarm was magmatic due to its proximity to the Colombo volcano and detection of spasmodic tremor events, which seemingly indicated the movement of gas likely from an intrusion of magma somewhere in the vicinity. At that time, a magma intrusion explanation seemed the most plausible. However, official statements came out over the 2 days following the publishing of that video which ruled out a purely magmatic origin for these earthquakes, and I agreed with this assessment after taking a closer look at the earthquake swarm locations. I noted that the earthquakes, while initially close to the Colombo volcano, did not occur in the correct location to be truly magmatic in origin, with historical examples of actual magmatic earthquake swarms at each volcano. Also, not only did the earthquakes seemingly parallel and match a series of known regional fault lines, but similar albeit less intense earthquake swarms had been observed in the past, such as during 2019 southwest of the Santorini volcano near Christiana Island. That swarm contained possible tremor as detected by a regional seismometer, which I attempted to explain away as merely gas or heated fluids triggering slow slip event earthquakes. After all, such purely tectonic earthquake swarms with tremor had been detected beforehand within normal faults in specific areas of the crust undergoing extension. Since the Santorini-Amorgos shear zone was undergoing similar extension, it seemed like a good fit for the data. Then, in the third video, I noted that minor ground uplift was noted by official sources on Santorini Island, but that it was explained away as non-volcanic. I even looked for signs of rapid short-term ground tremor source deformation but found none. However, what I didn't look through was long-term datasets, which another group of geologists used to find evidence in the last 3 days of a very slow ongoing intrusion of magma at the Santorini volcano since June 2024. This magma movement along with its gas emissions are what caused the apparent 30-plus minute long tremor events, with the key being that the regional seismometers were placed above Santorini's 2 magma chambers, hence why such activity has been detected on occasion even when no active magma intrusion was ongoing at the time. So, based on the current evidence, we have a truly purely no-eruption tectonic earthquake swarm which may have been initially triggered by stress transfer related to long-term uplift of a magma intrusion pooling at 6 km depth since June 2024, which just took until now to trigger a major series of seismic events. No magma movement is occurring at the Colombo volcano, and the Santorini magma intrusion is almost certainly not going to cause an eruption based on the modeled volume of its ongoing intrusion. I hope this can allow you, my audience, to understand why my analysis has changed over time, as with the additional progression of time and the arrival of data, our understanding of the cause, nature, and expectations of the seismic crisis will become more and more accurate. However, even right now there are still a few missing puzzle pieces to solve, such as why such a strong earthquake swarm took this long to be generated, or why exactly it is so much stronger than the 2011 to 2012 intrusion at Santorini, which was linked with the influx of 1.4 million instead of 750,000 cubic meters of fresh magma a month. I hope this helps you understand my thought process. Stay tuned for more updates.